Wander's here in the Wander garage and charging the phone up. But we got the Red Dragon over there put up. We're doing a transmission swap on a 2002 GMC 2500 HD with the 6.0. So what you need to know is first you take the drive shaft off with 12mm bolts, or a 12mm. It's an 11mm wrench, not 12mm bolts. And then you get a pry bar to pry your drive shaft in a little bit so it can slide out. And then you go on to, what I do is I support the transmission, lift it up just so it's got the weight off it. Then I take the cross member out that's holding the transfer case transmission. So once we get there, I'll show you that. But first thing you need to know is 12mm bolts, actually 11mm wrench. And then it's 18mm and 15mm. I got the impact socket to get the cross member out. So we'll get some footage. I just gotta let my phone charge up.
Alright, Wander's here. After you get your drive shaft off with the not 12mm bolt but the 11mm wrench, you gotta come up under this bitch. Slide your drive shaft off. I need a pry bar. I need a pry bar to pry it off of the rear pinion, and then that slid it forward into the transfer case, and then you can slide it out of the transfer case once you clear the rear differential. And then you come up. Oh, they can't see anything. You got a light up in this bitch. So once your drive shaft's off, you got to get your transfer case off next, but you got to take this thing off, this cross member. So this is a 15mm retaining bolt or clip that holds it in when you take these 18mm bolts out. So it's an 18 and an 18 nut up there. And we got the last one right here. And my awesome, amazing girlfriend. You should be in all my videos, but oh, there's her face. You ruined it. We could just like never show your face. Yeah. Like the guy on fucking. Alright. Anyways, that's like the guy on fucking what was it? Home Improvements. You can be that character. Because from this camera angle, it's like your face is blocked out from the underside of my truck. Anyways, so you gotta put the 18mm wrench up there and hold it. And then you can do this by yourself, but I got helping hands, so here, you wanna wrench that off, ratchet, or impact socket. This is 18. Watch your eyeballs, lots of dust will fall. Alright, cool. One thing to note is that I have it supported with this transmission jack. So there's a leg when it fell down, it's supported with that. And not these clips right here. That's important. Because without it, the only thing that was supported is it would fall on this part, and we don't want to support it before you unbolt this thing. Yes, I don't know if you heard that, but support the transmission before you completely unbolt this cross member. And now that the four 18mm bolts are out, we can take these 15mm retaining clips out. Now that also the transmission and transfer case are supported, this will come out, and then we'll be able to get to the bolts to the transfer case, break it free, and take it out. And then we're to the transmission, and this is what mine looks like. That's traumatic. Oh, and there's two 15mm nuts that come out in the center of that trans mount. In the center of the cross member, there's two 15mm that gotta come out that actually connect the cross member to the transmission transfer case. So yeah, ratchet those out and then we'll be to the, I think, then we're to the transfer case. Car, flash is low, 8% battery life. We're taking the cross member out, the 15mm retaining bolts. We took the 18 off the four bolts off of each corner, and then you need an extension and something like this to get the 15mm nuts out from the center. And then now everything's off, and we got the transmission and transfer case supported by a trans jack. Now we can actually get the cross member off so that it's out of the fucking way. So that just falls down, and you can leave that retaining clip in, and I always just put this one in because I don't want to lose these things. So I just throw it back in. And that's pretty much it for that. Now your trans... now your cross member's out. And then you have two 15mm bolts right here to take the... this is connected to... I need to take that off to get to the bolts for the transfer case. So I'll take this off. Now I can get to this bottom bolt right here. So that's cool. Now we're going to do that and charge my phone. Okay, so I got my 15mm wrench. And I'm just going around it. There's one under here, and there's six bolts that should come out, or nuts. Yep. And then we'll be able to break it free and just pull it out of here. After, yeah, button, obviously, it'll just be one of these plugs. You unplug, and you'll be good to go. My awesome camera lady and girlfriend got me this sweet ratcheting tool. Oh, is it done?
The battery just won't shut off the flash.
Alright, well, we're going to take these off, and then we'll try and record me pulling the transfer case out. Alright, so this is a 15mm bolt, and you got to unclip this piece right here, and it has two little clips on it. You just gotta push them in, squeeze both of those clips in, and this will slide through, and then this will go all the way there, and because if you don't do that, you'll fuck up your shift linkage. And then this screw comes off, and that's a 15, so we're gonna wiggle that off, and then put this back on there. And this is the 4 LIDE, and these, I had to hammer off and hammer them up. Like, these really don't like to come off. Yeah, so I have to get a hammer and, like, just delicately push these out. That is what I have to do. And then this just comes out. Or actually, it's got two side pieces you push on and wiggle. Then that comes out. There's some clips you can take off so that it's not strapped to it. There's a plug up there. Then these two motherfuckers are really probably easy to damage because they're so hard to get out. So, like, I cannot get that out. There's just delicate wires right here that you don't want to fuck up. So hopefully I'm going to use this flathead and delicately push this out. Coming from one of the sideways. Once you got it broke free a little bit, you can wiggle it the rest of the way. Like, oh, sorry, babe. For instance, that plug didn't go in all the way, but it still worked. Because there's some fucking glue on those or some shit, so. Can you try and get it to like right here? Guess either way when I'm hitting it, it doesn't matter.
I got a good view.
What?
I got a good view.
Well, basically, now, hopefully... There. So you gotta hit it evenly sort of around the sides, and then it'll come out. And you gotta try not to fuck up the seal around it, because that's the moisture seal. Oh, and it looks like the moisture seal on this one fell off. So I gotta find that. I think it just fell off, though. Alright. Thank you. Alright, now that I got all the 6 15mm bolts off, I'm gonna wiggle it free a little bit. It doesn't look like there's a lot of fluid dripping out. So I'll probably just move this out of the way, drip a little on the floor, and get it done. Because I'm gonna need to be where this thing is. I could wait. I can hit my joint and wait a little while, and just let it drip a little bit. Oh, and before I do something retarded, like take my transmission out, or... Luckily, the way this one... These lines are sort of forgiving, because I can move it up and down, and on the last one I did, I couldn't, when I actually moved the, these trans lines connect to rubber lines up front, so when I move it a little bit, the rubber lines go in and out, but on the last one I did, it was metal lines the whole way, so if I were to do this on that last one I did, you want to take these off first. On mine, it's just the clips, and I got 2 clips, so I don't want to keep these plastic things on them. Mine wasn't. I'll probably try and slide that back on. But yeah, I gotta take those off. But let's take this off first. I was just warning you guys, take those off before you take the transmission out, for sure, obviously. Well, I fucked up last time and bent some transmission lines because I did not hook those before I started moving the transmission around. Probably the first thing you should always do is unhook those before you even take the cross member out. Yeah, fuck it. that's exciting stuff over there. But now that this is out, I can slide it out of the way, and then we can unhook these two things and then unbolt the well, after we unbolt those, we gotta take the starter out, unhook the lines, take the starter out, unbolt the fly fucking wheel and torque converter, and that's the whole issue, is I didn't put Loctite in the torque converter bolts, and a bolt came loose and busted the other side of the housing. Alright, yeah, you should. Okay, now, me and Chelsea Davis here, wave the camera, say, Shrek. We actually did this, she mostly did it, but joint effort, planning and execution. But we did this tool thing in a little chill area in front of my truck, and now we're gonna go under it. And, Oh, Chelsea thinks she wants to record. Alright, you better get on this side then. No, you're not. You're recording now. Alright, now we got our 13mm wrench, and I'm going to take off my starter and then set it up here on this little mount here, this little bar. And I'm going to spin this around with a, what is it called? Vice grips, and get all the torque converter bolts off. So we got this one broken free. Ooh, I better go get my gloves, because look how clean my hands still are. I was wearing my gloves the whole time. So, where the fuck did I put this? Well, actually, I don't actually have to touch the bolts right now. But I'm gonna have to. The time will come. Let me go grab my gloves. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, forgot. Light means go. So remember, guys, these are 13mm bolts. Don't forget that, because then you'll get the wrong size and have to go back to the tool bin. 13 or ½ inch. Smack my elbow on it. I really hope this doesn't fall. You should probably wrap that up with something, but it seems pretty... It's passing the shake test, so I don't think that's going nowhere. Alright, and now I can get to these silly torque converter bolts. Oh my god, I hope there's not more damage up there than I think. Hopefully I didn't damage much. Hopefully I can fucking still use this flywheel. It might be all fucked, though. I don't feel like they can be that fucked. They're bolted to the... Some bolts came off, but only slightly, so I feel like when it bolts to this torque converter, I gotta do some research. But I feel like there's no way it flattens that plate either way. But anyways, now we got these. I need to go get my my vice grips and vice grip it on this side, and take these. These ones you can... I'm pretty sure you can only get to them with a wrench, but these are 13 as well. Alright, what the fuck? These are 15. What the fuck do I know, guys? Not much. Oh, how sad! Oh, goodness! Jesus Christ, it wasn't even tight. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this is why it all fucking broke. This one was finger tight in there, and it somehow didn't come all the way down. That's why you need to always add, I would say orange Loctite. It's right between blue and red. Some people use blue, some people use red. I hear orange is high strength but removable. Well, if they're all like that, we won't even need the vice grips. usually sort of need the vice grips to spin it, but it looks like I can spin it. My finger almost slid into the bell housing and lost itself. So this one completely is out. The next one in the row. The whole bolt is out. Looks like this next bolt is in. My boss told me about these washers that you're supposed to put on these. They have tabs that fit over. Yang wants to be in on this. Tabs that fit over the bolt. So that, alright. That one was at least tight, but I could have been tighter. Insanity. Heavy duty transmission. Well, they're only heavy duty if you bolt them up right. Because if you don't, you break this fucking heavy duty transmission. Oh my god. I know what that weird sound from the underside of my truck was. I guess the sweetest thing is there's only 6 of these. But yeah, if these were in here correctly, you gotta go back and forth and put the vice grips here to hold it when you're breaking these free because they're supposed to be a lot tighter than that. Oh my god. The next one's gone. We're missing 2 so far. That means 2 bolts were fucking. So that's a total of 4 in the last. So I have 4 bolts. So 2 bolts came out and I have 4 bolts. So that wasn't good. Yeah. Here we see it. I'll show the angle from where I'm standing. Hold this right here. Right here. Do it. You can't do it from where you're at? If you can do this, I can just watch the screen and fix it through the screen like I'm some sort of futuristic doctor. Right there. Alright, folks, this is the first time I'm... Oh my god, do you see that? I didn't even have to... It's not even on the bolt and it's spinning. Every fucking single one of these is loose! Can't believe I even moved it back and forth with these. This whole torque converter... Alright, I'm like thinking I'm doing something dangerous, but nothing's gonna fall until I unbolt the transmission, but the jack's under it, so... Oh my god, I can tell the last one's loose because the whole thing's spinning. Or you can... They were all finger tight. Luckily, I still had 4 of them, some fucking how. Fucking fuck. I didn't break my transmission. No, I wonder if I fucked something else up. I gotta look into if that can fuck the torque converter up. Alright, now, torque converter, you can see. I just made the gap. Alright, now the torque converter's nice and set into the transmission. Pretty sure my torque converter will be fine. I don't think that fucked anything up with it. It's a badass unit. It just got a little dinged up when it was shredding bolts. Let's hope so. Let's hope that is an accurate assumption. Now we're going to, now that that's free, now we gotta unbolt the transmission now, and then we can take it out. And we got this slick-ass jack my buddy let me borrow. That is super cool. What sucks is I have to have it on this big-ass board. Actually, I don't. We can get a much shallower board, because it only needed to be, like, that much higher. But, this board we don't want. Because then it'll be so high off the ground when we load it.
Alright. Let's see what we got. Or I could do the same thing, but...
Now let's hope we don't need to be in the area of this camera. If we will, the camera will be moved. No, because remember last time we took it fucking out without the torque converter? Dun. So, supposedly, as long as I got all the bolts out. Move this, because we're going to have to move these mats out of the way so it rolls in. Oh, I see that it is under the wheel, so I think you're fine. Straight through. Make sure everything's disconnected. I see what's going on. Yeah, because we also gotta match the angle that it's at. think it might have to go lower. How does it? Yank it! Where's... I don't know this. Just be safe. Yeah, because I think it's gonna... Because it's got all that pressure on it right now. It actually has to let the motor set. Settle down. Oh, Jesus. There. Is there a gap on that side? So it's on there. Where? Off of that side?
Yeah.
Maybe it, oh, maybe this thing is. Yeah, for sure I need it a little lower. Because I think it's too... Yeah, since it's still doing that, I just gotta keep going. What? Yeah. I might just have to slightly pry it off just with a little pry bar. So I'll go get that. But I know it's supposed to be really easy and lined up just like it went in, that old other one went in. So I shouldn't have to pry it too hard. Where'd that fucking long screwdriver go?
It's in your... Oh, I don't know. I thought it was in the jack stand.
What? Oh, yeah. Hey, come down here and you're gonna grab this, but stay way away from the kill zone. So stay under that. Alright. Alright, do I make any gap?
Yeah, a little bit.
No, get that in the gap. You think it's sort of in there?
A little bit. It's coming off.
Okay.
That way.
I know I just gotta move everything at the same time. Yeah, hold on. Might just have to go a little lower. This side's coming. Don't get under here. Get to the back of the jack. To the back of the jack. Look at it. Now there's a little fucking knob on it.
Yeah.
Twist that as slow as you fucking can.
Down here.
Yes. Now slowly. Go. But slowly. Yeah, it's a little forward balanced. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck. Alright, go, go, go. Is that all the way?
Yeah.
I think we're good. I thought it was bending. Luckily it didn't fuck. It just looked like it almost fucked up the trans line, but we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna just slowly let this side down. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. Thank you, Chelsea! Well, I'm not seeing too much. It's just a scratched up flywheel. I'm pretty sure we'll still be able to use it.
Now I can get the pictures I need from that small film. And we'll have all these. You look like an angry caveman.
Good.